Acting Speaker, I rise today in support of the State Development Bill 2025, which is a modern, forward-thinking reform that will unlock opportunity, drive innovation, and secure West Australia's place at the forefront of a rapidly changing global economy. But more than that, Acting Speaker, this bill is about making sure the Kimberley and regions like ours right across the state are at the centre of our economic future and not left behind. Let me be clear about what this legislation means for my constituents. It's about creating jobs, it's about attracting investment, it's about giving young people a reason to stay in their communities. And it's about ensuring that when we talk about West Australians' prosperity, we mean all of Western Australia, from our major cities to our regional towns and to our most remote regions, communities. The Kimberley is a region of extraordinary potential. It stretches across over 800,000 square kilometres. I invite everyone to come and travel with me someday. Of some of the most stunning landscapes on this planet. Our people are resilient, hardworking, and deeply connected to their country. But potential without infrastructure, without coordinated support, without a clear pathway to investment remains just that, potential. This bill changes that equation. At its core, this legislation enables the timely and coordinated delivery of major projects that are of strategic and economic significance to our state and our regions. It gives us a coordinated general, a dedicated individual with the resources and authority to cut through bureaucratic complexity and champion projects that matter. And Acting Speaker, let me tell you, the Kimberley had projects that matter. Projects that could be transformational. Take, for example, the Australian Renewable Energy Hub. This is a project being designed to be one of the largest renewable energy hubs in the world, spread across 6,500 square kilometres in the northwest on the traditional lands of the Nyangamara people. This hub will establish wind and solar infrastructure, transport pipelines, and even now a new town to support a future workforce. When operational, it can produce up to 26 gigawatts of renewable energy, positioning Western Australia at the forefront of the global clean energy transition. But here's the challenge. Without coordinated approval pathways and clear timelines, projects like this face years of delays. The Federal Productivity Commission recently highlighted that in New South Wales, it takes an average of 9 years to approve a wind farm project. 9 years? That's just not bureaucracy, Acting Speaker. That's a lost opportunity. That's investment going elsewhere, and that's jobs that our young people will pursue in other states or other countries or other regions. This bill addresses that directly through mechanisms like time-frame notices, which will set clear expectations for regulatory bodies to complete their work within specified periods. Sorry, excuse me. Must be allergic to something in this room. It will align the performance of functions across multiple agencies, streamlining approvals without compromising environmental protections or community engagement. It's about working smarter, not abandoning our responsibilities. And the jobs that and the jobs and projects like the Renewable Energy Hub will create are not just abstract, they're real. They include long-term employment opportunities in renewable energy operations. They include training pathways for our young people. Thank you so much. They include regional economic diversification that extends well beyond the life of any single project. For a region like the Kimberley, where youth migration and economic opportunity remain a persistent challenge, this matters enormously. This is not just about mega projects. This bill supports the kind of local, community-led developments that keep our regions vibrant and connected. I recently spent time in Halls Creek meeting with locals, organizations, and community leaders. I was genuinely excited to see the proposed Halls Creek Community Plan, a master plan for urban expansion in that town. It provides a blueprint for infrastructure investment across 4 key themes: enjoying safe access, improving livability, ensuring financial sustainability, and celebrating cultural identity. These plans represent a long-term community-led vision to build a stronger, more connected, and culturally vibrant town. A town that supports local families, attracts investment, and creates new opportunities for the next generation. One that celebrates the rich Aboriginal culture and the history of Halls Creek and strengthens community connections, education, and identity, especially for young people. Because here's the thing, Acting Speaker, when young people can see a future in their own community, when they see infrastructure investment, when they see planning and purpose, they stay. They build their lives there. They contribute to their communities. The State Development Bill will support projects like the Halls Creek Master Plan by providing the framework to align infrastructure investment with local priorities. It removes silos between different government agencies. It ensures that water infrastructure, transport, land development, and economic support all move in the same direction, at the same pace, towards shared outcomes. Road infrastructure in the Kimberley deserves particular mention. Reliable roads are absolutely vital, not just for connecting remote communities, but for supporting local industries, improving access to services, and ensuring year-round connectivity and supply chain resilience. In a region as vast as the Kimberley, roads are our lifelines. I am proud that our state and federal governments are committed to continued investment in strategic road projects that support regional growth. The Tanami Road upgrade, which links Halls Creek to Alice Springs, is transformational for the East Kimberley. Stage 2 works are now underway. This ongoing project will improve flood resilience, reduce freight costs, open up new economic opportunities, and enhance safety for all road users. The benefits extend beyond bitumen. The project supports local jobs and builds local capacity in regional civil construction. The State Development Bill will complement these road projects by ensuring that they can be delivered in a timely, coordinated, and efficient way, part of a broader integrated development strategy rather than isolated infrastructure investments. Agricultural development in the East Kimberley also represents an extraordinary opportunity. The M2 Channel Supply Area development of the Ord River will allow for irrigation of approximately 50,000 hectares of black soil plains. Plains suitable for broadacre cropping such as sugarcane, produce, and cotton. I recently attended the official opening of the Kimberley Cotton Gin in Kununurra, a historic achievement for Northern Australia's agricultural sector. As the first cotton processing facility in the region, it unlocks significant opportunities for the East Kimberley, with local growers now able to process their cotton close to where it's grown. This creates new pathways for agribusiness development and export opportunities. And with the Port of Wyndham upgrades and first point of entry status on the horizon, we are better placed than ever to connect Kimberley products to domestic and international markets. This bill ensures that these interconnected pieces of infrastructure, farms, processing facilities, transport corridors, port facilities, can be coordinated and delivered as an integrated whole rather than a disconnected projects competing for attention and resources. Earlier this year, I visited the Kimberley Marine Support Base in Broome. Actually, I went again last week. This is a recently completed facility that exemplifies what well-planned infrastructure looks like. The new jetty with floats to accommodate Broome extreme tides provides support and opportunities for Northern West Australian industries, including mining, agriculture, and tourism. When the Crown Princess cruise ship docked at the new jetty last week, it brought more than 3,000 visitors to Broome, a huge boost for our local economy, small businesses and tourism operators. That's what strategic infrastructure investment looks like. Local outcomes, regional growth and a stronger future for our communities. Now, Acting Speaker, I want to address something that has been raised in some quarters, concerns about environmental protections and community engagement. Let me be absolutely clear. This bill does not compromise on these matters. It does not bypass essential approvals or undermine rigorous environmental standards. Rather, it streamlines process without diluting substance. This bill specifically protects the independence of bodies like the Environmental Protection Authority and the West Australian Planning Commission. It represents the Aboriginal Heritage Act and includes specific provisions for timeframe notices to ensure timely consideration of heritage matters. It requires consultation at every significant step, and it ensures that modifications to regulatory process do not exempt projects from key regulatory authorizations. Essential approvals remain essential. What this bill does is remove unnecessary duplication, contradictory timelines, and the kind of bureaucratic complexity that can turn a 2-year project into a 9-year approval process. That's not radical, it's just sensible. It's also essential if we're serious about meeting our climate commitments. To reach net zero emissions by 2050, to transition away from coal-fired power generation, to support our trading partners' decarbonisation efforts through critical minerals and clean products, we need to move faster. We need certainty and we need coordination. The State Development Bill provides all three. For the Kimberley specifically, this means we can attract investment in renewable energy, critical minerals processing, and green manufacturing at the pace the global market demands. It means we can seize opportunities that, if missed, won't come around again. Other Australian states are implementing similar reforms, and other countries are moving faster. We cannot afford to be left behind. Investment in infrastructure creates flow-on effects to areas of critical need. When projects move forward, local procurement increases, employment opportunities expand, skills and training programs develop. Communities see investment not just in physical infrastructure, but in human capital. Services improve, health outcomes improve, education opportunities expand, and young people see futures in their communities. This is particularly important for the Kimberley, where remoteness and geographic isolation have historically created challenges in service delivery and economic opportunity. Strategic infrastructure investment, when coordinated and delivered efficiently, changes that calculation. The State Development Bill 2025 is not just a piece of legislation, Acting Speaker, it's a statement of intent. It says that Western Australia is ready to compete for global investment. It says that we value efficiency without sacrificing standards. It says that regional communities are central to our state's future. It says that we will support projects that create jobs, build prosperity, and strengthen our communities. For the Kimberley, specifically, it says your potential matters, your people matter, your future matters, and we are committed to removing barriers, coordinating effort, and creating the conditions for you to thrive. I urge all members to support this bill, support the Kimberley, support regional Western Australia, and support the future we can build together, and I commend the bill to the House.